Patrick here. Welcome to Dollar Tree Theater. Dollar Tree Theater is a ongoing series where a bunch of us film lovers, cinephiles, uh, find movies that are $1.25 or under, be it at the Dollar Tree or anywhere else, yard sales, flea markets, library, Salvation Army, anywhere where you get movies for $1.25 or less, and then we review what we find. And I put a poll out for so I can let people pick the movies that we watch, being the Cheetah watch. So for this round, we threw out three movies plus Cheetah's choice. We threw out a horror film called Pentagram. We threw out a comedy film called Kangaroo Jack, and we put out another comedy film called Canadian Bacon, featuring John Candy. That's his last movie that got released. And with 39% of the vote, 39%, that's not bad. Uh, Canadian Bacon won. All right. So, and I guess I did get this at the Dollar Tree. This will be a true Dollar Tree theater review. So this movie was filmed in 1993, released in 1995. It is John Candy's last film released, but not made. He made Wagons East before, but it didn't. It hit the theaters before Canadian Bacon, which sat on the shelves for 2 years. Quite honestly, it probably should have never came off the shelf, but we'll talk about that more in a second. This movie was made for $11 million. It was written and directed and produced by Michael Moore, and it made like $180,000 back at the box office. Even in 1995, that is really, 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 really bad. That's some Ishtar sort of thing. Yeah, don't know about Ishtar? Probably will soon. I'm sure. I'm sure if I see it out there and about, I'll pick it up just for Dollar Tree Theater. So, what is Canadian Bacon about? It's supposed to be a satirical film, and it stars John Candy, as I mentioned, Rhea Perlman, Alan Alda, uh, uh, Bill Nunn, um, uh, Kevin O'Connor, uh, Kevin Pollock, Rip Torn, some of the people in it, G.D. Spradlin, who always plays a bad guy, has Dan Aykroyd in it as an uncredited cameo. He plays a cop. Um, so th- basically, what it is an American president is in a deep mess. He has really really bad ratings. The economy's tanking, and he's just not very popular. Um, so he goes to a small town, and because Hacker Dynamics, which is a huge arms manufacturer, is closing its doors, and it's affecting the town. In fact, so bad that many employees are committing suicide by jumping into Niagara Falls. And if the police officer can talk a man from or a woman from killing themselves, they get a $25 bonus. But they get a $50 bonus if the person jumps and the officer involved recovers the body. Yeah, that's how the movie starts off with, right? I think it really wants to be, Moore wants to be, very satirical. He wants to poke fun at the establishment, but some of his jokes really, really miss. Um, you know, like that joke. So we see John Kennedy plays Sheriff Bud B. Boomer, who basically is just a. It's John Kennedy wasn't thinking of it. He didn't have to really stretch very much. This is one of those movies that he probably did for the paycheck, quite honestly. All the work that he had done beforehand is stretching out. Um, as far as becoming a better actor, becoming more powerful. This is like almost like this is like the very first thing he did. His acting level is really bad here. I think the script has something to do with that. So the cast is super strong, but the material is just terrible. Um, Boomer saves the life of the American president. He gets noticed on TV. He also has a crush on his deputy, whose name is Honey, and that's played by Rhea Perlman. And so Alan Alda's president is, he's his ratings are so bad. So they're trying to figure out what to do, and they do what most American presidents do when their ratings are really, really bad. They start an international incident. They decided to come up with a plan to attack somebody. They want to attack the Russians at first, but the Russians they're out of the Cold War and they have no interest in coming back. So they manufacture because Boomer goes across he goes across into Canada to watch a hockey game, and when he says that Canadian beer sucks, that causes a riot, and so they jump on that. The White House jumps on that and creates an international incident with Canada, and you see the usual knee jerk media overhype, knee jerk reactions, shots, rednecks are painting, boo America, boo Canada, and all that other stuff. Typical stuff you see, stereotypical stuff you see in those type of movies. I'm sure he's supposed to be poking fun at it, but he just was. It just didn't hit. Of course, we had the general, the president, chief of staff, who's played by Rip Torn. His name is Dick Panzer. Yeah, Michael Moore was subtle as a brick in this movie, right? So he wants to go in. He wants to go in. And what they don't know is that the president's chief, his aide, his main aide, his national security agent guy, is in the pocket of Hacker Dynamics, and so they want a war too. So they're telling the advisor to get the president to start a war so they can go back into making arms. Well, of course they go ahead and they start a little something, they take the Boomer incident and they cause a little ruckus, and so Boomer and his friends, they decide they're gonna help out too, so they're gonna invade Canada. So you see them rowing across the Hudson River going into Canada, and their idea of starting an incident is to litter. That's right. That's right. They brought cans of trash to dump in a park. That was Moore's idea of showing that we're showing you Canada. Uh, so of course the media hype is growing, and the pressure is growing. We got to do something, and then they find out about Boomer's incursion. And when Boomer left, he also forgot his deputy, Honey, who, like I said, is played by Rhea Perlman. And so now Honey's being held by the Canadians. Now it's the Honey hostage situation, and so they launched the Operation Canadian Bacon by sending in the Omega Force to stop Boomer. That's right, stop Boomer, because he's making this into a much bigger incident than they really wanted to. So Omega Force spends most of the movie. Think Blackwater. That's what it really was supposed to be, Blackwater. So Blackwater is running across, chasing after Boomer. He's looking for Honey, and yeah. Oh, and there's a doomsday device implanted in the tower in Toronto. So, wow. I mean, this is fun. This would have been a really good movie if they would have just, it probably would have worked a lot better if they would have played it more for laughs, slapstick, like Airplane or Police Squad, that I think if they would have did that, if they would have made it more broad and more slapsticky, it would have been a little bit more fun. But satirical films, it takes you have to be really sharp to do that. You really can't. I mean, it's not good at all. It's heavy-handed, which is always the death of a satirical film. You got to Michael Moore brought a sledgehammer where he needed an ice pick, and that causes the movie to terribly fail. The first 45 minutes was okay. I laughed a couple of times. After that, I kept on looking at the clock, and that's death, right? For a movie, when you're sitting there wondering how much longer do I have to watch. Speaking of that, this movie is 95 minutes long. It's rated PG. I think this is one of the last movies that got released under the PG banner before PG-13 hit, because this movie's language is definitely PG-13, if not R. Uh, but it's rated PG. Um, but I would say no, it's rated R. The language is pretty strong. Um, yeah, there's a reason why Moore is only did this one movie besides a bad box office. I just don't think I think he's probably one of those guys who sat around with his cronies and they laughed at everything. Um, what you do is you really feel sorry for the cast. You really do. Alan Aldo's completely wasted here. Kevin Pollak, John Candy was wasted as well. I mean, certain actors fit their roles. Rip Torn was great as a general. Um, I like Bill Nunn. Bill Nunn was in it. He played Boomer's best friend, and he was really funny. And him and Kevin J. O'Connor from the Mummy series, and Candy, they're probably the only true highlight. The three of them. Whenever time those three are on screen, you have a fighting chance for laughs. Otherwise, you didn't, and it's just yeah. So Canadian Bacon made the biggest sin in a comedy movie. It's just not funny, not funny at all. I would not recommend this movie. Not not unless you're gonna pay for like 50 cents for it at a Salvation Army. I wouldn't even tell you to invest $1.25 in it. I even wouldn't do that. This is one of the MGM movies that has been coming out on at Dollar Tree. I do believe this right here has been made specifically for the Dollar Tree. It's just just bare bones. It's just meat and potatoes. It has no special features on it. There's nothing on it at all. It's just a movie. There's no trailers, no nothing. There it is. So I mean, it's a great way to introduce a lot of people to their back catalog, and they do have some great movies. MGM does have some great movies. Uh, this is not one of them. So that's it for Canadian Bacon. I got burnt, not edible. On to the next one. All right. And speaking of the next one, the next three movies that we have for you guys to vote on, and you can find this poll in my community tab. Just go to community on my channel there and just scroll down till you see the poll. So I have three movies up for next Dollar Tree Theater, and yeah, I thought one would just blow it away. I would tell you right now the polls are open till Monday night, but right now, after it took a really big lead, which was Lady Bird, took an early huge lead. The voting has turned around, and it is now picking Garfield, A Tale of Two Kitties. People know me and Paladin. I'm telling you, cats rule in our house. So I'm not really surprised. I think a lot of people got an early laugh at Lady Bird because it's an A24 film. You might be able, no, maybe you won't be able to see that, but it's an A24 film. It's one of mine. And yeah, but the polls right now have Garfield in the lead. So, and then I've also included Case 39. This is one I got for $1 at Family Video. Don't worry about the tag. I got it for $1. Trust me. So this is an early effort from Bradley Cooper. This also stars Renee Zellweger and Ian McShane. So I put a little drama, I put a little comedy, and I put some horror into this. And we'll see where it goes. But right now, as I'm doing this review, Garfield is in the lead. So, but there is time. There is time to change that. For all three of these, still have a chance to be number one. So, and I will put up a new poll come Monday night, and we'll do this all over again. All right. I'd like to thank you guys for watching this. This is my second time doing it. I wanted to get a little bit of a better review. I didn't like the first one, so I scrapped it and came back and redid it. So, yay me. All right, that's it for me and the Cheetah. we will see you. We'll see you on the either on the Midnight Society on Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, or we'll see you on Eight Questions with Tuesdays through Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Leave a comment down below if you're new to the channel. Please hit the sub button, hit the notification bell, let you know whenever I got something cooking. And until then, peace.